So remember, if you're tired of being stuck in between extremes, you're done battling every time a big decision comes up, remember that there's a middle way. And in those moments, ask yourself, what is not the loudest choice here, but the quiet, sustainable one that's trustworthy? So one of the most agonizing experiences is to be stuck in indecision or procrastination. And today I want to show you a way out. Greetings everyone, it's Jordan Parker, Life and Transformation Coach, speaking to you from my direct experience to inspire commitment and faith on your path. Have you ever been stuck between two choices? Both of them have loud voices and are urgent. One wants safety, one wants risk, one wants comfort, the other wants growth. And you're right in the middle, feeling frozen. Today I'm here to say that there is another path. It's something that I call the middle way. So if decision making for you right now feels stressful, reactive, or exhausting, then this video is for you. First, I want to start with the classic trap, which is internal polarization. It's so easy to fall into the notion that it needs to be either all or nothing, when in fact there are so many other options available to us. Inside each of us, we have different parts with different needs. And to simplify it, it's easy to use two, which is one that wants comfort, one that wants growth, one that wants to go for it, the other one that wants to go slow. And neither one of these parts are wrong, they're just different. They have different priorities. The problem comes when we feel we have to choose one at the expense of the other. We either have to go bold or stay home. This either or conflict is a trap. You make a choice and immediately the other part feels neglected, ignored, and then second guessing can creep in. And this is why so many people end up procrastinating or forcing themselves to make a decision. The middle way is a process that honors all of your parts and not just the loudest ones. It's not a 50-50. It's not a compromise. And it's definitely not settling. It's a choice that acknowledges the truth in each of the perspectives and then finds a common ground. The middle way is always going to be sustainable. There's a way in which it feels like coming home when you make this choice. It's not the voice saying, do it now. It's the voice that says, oh, this feels right. So in order to get there, we need to start somewhere. And that is with naming the polarities. Though each of us has many parts within us, what we need to do here is identify the two most polarizing parts and start there. So ask yourself, which two aspects of me are disagreeing the most? For example, I want to quit my job versus I need stability. I want to rest versus I need to be productive. So naming the sides reduces emotional charge and increases clarity and leads us to our next step, which is crucial. Every part of you is trying to protect something important. One part may be trying to protect your future, another the present, one your energy, another your capacity to feel and express. So the key step here is to ask each part, what are you afraid of if we don't choose your option? This reveals the underlying needs. And when you understand needs, fear becomes guidance instead of resistance. Usually beneath the conflict, there's something shared. Maybe both parts want you to feel okay, or proud of your choice, or have a meaningful life, or experience ease. This is where you need to find the overlap, because that's going to be the seed of your middle way choice. And this leads to the magic. Not the first choice or the second choice being thrown out, but letting a third choice emerge from that middle way seed. Examples of this is, you know what, I'm not leaving my job, but I will start taking that evening course to take a step forward towards what I want. Or, you know, I'm not going to force myself to be ultra productive today, but I am going to do the most important task first and then rest. Or maybe now's not the time to break off the relationship, but I absolutely could use a few days of rest and reflection by taking space. So you know you're onto something when you check into your body and you feel grounded. You might notice that your shoulders drop, you take deeper breaths, and you feel more clear. Your body starts to feel aligned, and there's a quiet yes that comes through. So a real life example can help here. Say you want to start a new project, a creative expression, a YouTube channel, a new business. The first part of you is saying, let's do it, let's go all in. The second part is saying, you know what, we're already too overwhelmed with our job. I'm not sure about this. The middle way response could be, you know what, I'm gonna take one meaningful step each weekend towards that goal. And I'm gonna contain it to that for the time being and see how that goes. The first part gets movement, the second part gets containment, and from this you get momentum without burnout. And that's the power of a middle way choice. These choices work because they're sustainable. They don't rely on hype or adrenaline or stress. They're not forced, they're not rushed, and they're not impulsive. They're responsive, they're quiet but firm, and they're balanced. And most importantly, they build inner trust. And that's the hidden gem here. Because over time, the more your parts trust you, the less infighting occurs. There still may be nuance there, but it's more subtle and it's easier and more efficient. And because of this trust, you're gonna have the discernment when you periodically do need to make a polarizing decision. But it's gonna feel more integrated even then. And in the steps after that decision, you're gonna continue to use the middle way, which is gonna have you sustain whatever decision, polarized or not, you make. Ultimately, practicing this over and over is gonna create an environment where you no longer dread making decisions. In fact, you actually might look forward to them at times because you're gonna learn more about yourself in the process. So remember, if you're tired of being stuck in between extremes, you're done battling every time a big decision comes up, remember that there's a middle way. And in those moments, ask yourself, what is not the loudest choice here, but the quiet, sustainable one that's trustworthy? So if this message resonated with you, I invite you to like it, share it with someone you think it could help, and subscribe for more content on growth and transformation moving forward. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time.